The air is shifting. Can you feel it? The world around you may look the same, but in the unseen realm, something extraordinary has already begun. This is not just another day, not just another season passing through your life. No, this is the season of miracles, the one your soul has longed for, the one the heavens whispered about even while you were still walking through shadows. And let me tell you something with the force of prophecy. You are not here by accident. You are here because you are chosen. Yes, you, the very one who has been overlooked, underestimated, and misunderstood. The very one who has felt betrayal cut so deeply it nearly convinced you that you were forgotten. But the truth is the opposite. Because of that pain, you have been set apart. Because of that wound, you carry a mark that only the chosen carry. I want you to hear me as though these words are striking against the deepest part of your soul. You are chosen, you were seen, and this is the hour when the tide begins to turn in your favor. Think of all the times you sat in silence, the world assuming you were finished, when in reality, you were only being prepared. The tears you shed in secret were not wasted. They were collected by the divine. Every disappointment, every season where doors slammed in your face, every friendship that turned into betrayal, none of it was meaningless. It was a sculpting, a refining, a breaking down of what was temporary, so that what is eternal inside of you could finally rise. There have been moments when you asked yourself, why me? Why does the storm always find its way to my doorstep? Why do people I trust turn against me? Why do I carry this weight while others seem to walk free? But what you didn't see was that while others were living for the applause of the crowd, you were being trained for the audience of heaven. While they were chasing after recognition, you were being hidden, shielded, and protected for such a time as this. Hiddenness is not punishment, it is preservation. And now the very thing that felt like exile is being revealed as protection, because what is about to open before you could not have been sustained by the version of you that existed years ago. There's a reason you've been misunderstood. There's a reason betrayal found you more than once. There's a reason your life has seemed to cycle through seasons of breaking just when you thought you were close to breakthrough. And that reason is simple. You are chosen. When you carry a divine assignment, the attacks will always come earlier than the applause. The enemy always tries to destroy destiny at its infancy. He tried it with Joseph, who was thrown into a pit by his own brothers. He tried it with David, hunted down in jealousy even after bringing victory to Israel. He even tried it with Christ himself, hunted as a child. But what the enemy never learns is this: when you are chosen, no pit is deep enough, no betrayal strong enough, no rejection final enough to stop the promise from unfolding. Think about your own story. The pain you've endured wasn't random, it was targeted. You were attacked because you carry something rare. Others may not understand it, but in the spiritual world, your name carries weight. Forces you cannot see have tried to wear you down, but they underestimated your endurance. They thought the betrayals would break you. They thought the loneliness would silence you. They thought the delays would cause you to give up. But here you are, still standing, still breathing, still watching and waiting. That resilience alone is proof that you are marked by heaven. And now, listen carefully. Now comes the shift. What was done in darkness is about to be revealed in light. The season where you were pushed aside, overlooked, or even mocked is being reversed. The divine hand is moving, rearranging pieces that you thought were lost forever, bringing clarity where there was once only confusion. You may not see the full picture yet, but you can feel it, can't you? A stirring in the atmosphere, a sense that things are about to break open. And let me assure you, this isn't your imagination. It's the whisper of heaven declaring, this is the season of miracles for the chosen. Imagine the seed buried beneath the soil. It looks forgotten, lifeless, pressed down under layers of earth. But inside, the seed is breaking, stretching, preparing to burst forth. That's you. Your breaking was never the end. It was the necessary process to unlock what was hidden inside. You cannot be destroyed by what you've been through. You've only been transformed. Every wound has become wisdom. Every rejection has become redirection. Every betrayal has forged a deeper intimacy with the divine. And now, as the soil begins to shift, the world will finally see what was always planted within you. So I ask you, can you believe that the very pain you thought would kill you is the foundation of your miracle? Can you believe that the tears you wept in silence are the very waters nourishing your breakthrough? Can you believe that all along you were never forgotten but rather reserved for something greater than you could have imagined? The time of merely surviving is over. The time of living under the shadow of what others said or did to you is finished. This is the season where your identity as chosen will no longer be hidden but revealed. And those who thought you would not rise again are about to witness the power of divine reversal. You have not been forgotten. You have not been forsaken. You have not been left behind. You are chosen, and this is the season of miracles written with your name on it. You have walked through valleys so deep that even your own heart wondered if light would ever return. Yet those valleys were never meant to be your burial ground. They were meant to be your training ground. Every battle you faced, every storm that tore through your life, every dark night where you questioned whether dawn would ever break, all of it has been preparing you for this very moment. You are not weak because of what you went through. You are strong precisely because you endured. Do not mistake your scars for shame. They are evidence that you fought wars others could not have survived. Think about the weight you carried that others never saw. On the outside, you looked calm, maybe even invisible to those who passed you by. But behind closed doors, you wrestled with despair, you wrestled with betrayal, you wrestled with doubts that clawed at your mind like wolves in the night. And yet, you didn't collapse. Something within you kept saying, "Hold on, don't give up, keep breathing." That voice was not just your own. That was the whisper of the divine, reminding you that you were never abandoned in those moments. When the storms rose, you stood. When the accusations came, you remained silent, not because you were powerless, but because you knew the truth needed no frantic defense. When people conspired against you, when they misrepresented you, when they twisted your words, you resisted the temptation to fight in the flesh. Instead, you allowed heaven to be your shield. That choice alone proved your strength. Anyone can retaliate, anyone can strike back, but only the chosen have the patience to let God write the ending. Do you realize the magnitude of that? Every time you chose peace instead of vengeance, every time you prayed instead of cursing, every time you forgave when it would have been easier to harden your heart, you were showing a strength that frightened the very forces trying to destroy you. Because nothing shakes darkness more than a soul who refuses to stop shining, and you, even in your lowest, still radiated light. Let me remind you, God has seen it all. Not a single tear escaped his notice. Not a single betrayal went unseen. Not a single false accusation. Not a single moment of humiliation was ignored by the one who judges with perfect justice. He saw how you stayed quiet when others slandered you. He saw how you walked away instead of escalating the fight. He saw how you carried weight that would have broken most people, and yet you kept walking. You may have bent under the pressure, but you did not break. And that is why this season of miracles is yours. Your enemies, the ones who smiled in your face while plotting behind your back, the ones who underestimated you, the ones who tried to shut doors that heaven had already ordained open, they are trembling now. They won't say it aloud, but they feel it. They sense something shifting. The very people who laughed at you are now uneasy because they see a strength in you that they cannot explain. They thought you were finished, but here you are, rising. They thought your story was over, but they are about to watch the greatest chapter yet unfold before their very eyes. Imagine them for a moment, the ones who dug pits for you to fall into, now watching as you climb higher than they ever imagined. It is not your revenge that terrifies them. It is your resilience. It is the undeniable reality that no matter what they threw against you, you refused to stay down. That is the mark of the chosen, and this is why you must know deep within your soul. You are not about to rise quietly. Your rising will be public, undeniable, and unshakable. Think about Joseph, betrayed by his brothers, sold into slavery, falsely accused, imprisoned. For years, it looked like his destiny had been stolen, but all along, heaven was aligning events, preparing a moment where Joseph would not just survive, but reign in the very land where he had once been forgotten. That same God is your God. The same hands that lifted Joseph from the prison to the palace are the same hands lifting you now. And those who once dismissed you will be forced to watch as the favor of heaven crowns you. Your life has been a battlefield, yes, but every battlefield reveals a warrior, and you are that warrior. You are the one who stood when everything tried to break you. You are the one who held on when it would have been easier to quit. You are the one who believed even when doubt tried to drown you. And because of that, this season belongs to you, not by chance, not by luck, but by divine appointment. So let your heart settle into this truth. You are not forgotten, you are not forsaken, and you are not finished. You are chosen. And because you are chosen, every battle that tried to take you out has only proven how indestructible your destiny is. Your enemies tremble, not because of who you are in your own strength, but because of who stands with you. And when heaven stands with you, no force on earth, no whisper of the enemy, no scheme in the dark can prevail against you. The shift has already begun. Can you sense it? The doors that once seemed locked are beginning to rattle open. The chains that once held you are beginning to snap. The whispers of doubt are being silenced by the roar of destiny. You are not moving into a small victory. You are stepping into a season of miracles that will shake even those who never believed in you. And when they see you rise, they will know, beyond a shadow of doubt, you were chosen all along. There is a moment in every chosen one's journey when the unseen becomes undeniable, when the balance of power shifts so dramatically that no one can deny it is the hand of God at work. That moment, beloved, is upon you now. For years, justice seemed delayed. For years, it felt as though lies spoke louder than truth. Betrayal held more power than loyalty, and cruelty triumphed over innocence. But hear me clearly. Heaven is about to reveal justice publicly. What was hidden in secret will be exposed in the light. What was stolen in silence will be returned in abundance. What was twisted against you will be straightened out by the hand of the Almighty. You have waited long, and at times you wondered whether justice even existed in this world. But divine justice does not operate on human timelines. It waits until the moment when exposure will not only vindicate you, but elevate you. That moment is here. The reversal is already written in the scrolls of heaven. Those who pushed you down are about to witness you rise higher than they ever thought possible. Those who spoke curses over your name are about to choke on their own words as blessings chase you down. This is not revenge. It is reversal. It is the principle of divine law. The first shall be last, and the last shall be first. Think back on the nights you lay awake, wondering if your suffering had a purpose. The truth is, it did. The delay was never denial. It was preparation. Your story was not being ignored. It was being orchestrated. What felt like silence was actually strategy. And now the curtain is about to lift, and the world will see that the God who called you never abandoned you. The same God who watched over Joseph in the pit, Daniel in the lion's den, Esther in the palace, and Job in his ashes is watching over you. And just as their reversals were public, undeniable, and complete, so too will yours be. Your adversaries, the ones who thought they had the final word, will discover they were only characters in a much larger script written by divine hands. Their betrayal, their jealousy, their schemes, they were not powerful enough to stop your destiny. In fact, they became the very tools used to launch you into the next level. What they meant for harm has been transformed into fuel for your rising. And soon, not only will you see justice, but others will as well. They will look at your life and say, "Surely this one is chosen, for no one could have survived that storm and still be standing in such glory." So let your heart be encouraged. The heaviness you've carried is lifting. The wounds you've nursed in silence are being healed. The fog that once clouded your path is being cleared. You are stepping into clarity, into restoration, into victory. And it won't just be personal, it will be public. The season of obscurity is closing. The season of miracles is opening. Your enemies tried to write your ending, but heaven has authored a different conclusion. And in this conclusion, you win. I want you to grasp this deeply. You are about to witness a reversal of fortune so profound it will silence your critics. Where you were once lacking, provision will overflow. Where you were once rejected, doors of honor will open. Where you were once mocked, your name will be respected. Where you were once isolated, you will be celebrated. This is not empty motivation. This is the promise of divine justice, and it is written over your life. So rise in confidence. Do not let fear rob you of this moment. Do not let doubt whisper lies louder than the truth. Stand tall, because the season you are entering requires your full presence. This is the season where miracles will not just be whispered about, but will manifest in your life. Healing where there was brokenness, breakthrough where there were walls, favor where there was rejection, strength where there was weakness, and joy where there were once only tears. You are not stepping into a small victory. You are stepping into a defining victory, one that will mark this season of your life forever. The battles you fought were not in vain. They were the foundation for this triumph. The tears you shed were not wasted. They watered the soil of your miracle. The pain you endured was not punishment. It was preparation for glory. And now that glory is about to unfold. Let me speak this into your spirit. Victory is yours. Not in the distant future, not in some far-off dream, but here now in this very season. The obstacles that once towered over you are crumbling. The chains that once bound you are breaking. The lies that once limited you are dissolving. And in their place stands truth, freedom, and the undeniable evidence of divine favor. So what should you do in this moment? Do not shrink back. Do not play small. Step boldly into what is being handed to you. Open your hands, open your heart, open your life to receive the miracles that are pouring in. This is not the time to second-guess your worth. This is not the time to let fear disguise itself as humility. This is the time to claim what has always been yours. If you feel this resonating deep in your soul, don't let it pass like another word on a screen. Take action. Speak it aloud. I am chosen. This is my season of miracles. Justice is mine. Victory is mine. Write it down. Declare it in your home. Carry it in your heart. The words you speak have power, and when you align them with the truth of heaven, the atmosphere around you shifts. So, beloved, stand firm, speak boldly, and prepare yourself. The reversal is here. The victory is here. The miracle is here. This is not the end of your story. It is the glorious beginning of a new chapter. And in this chapter, you rise. Have you ever wondered why the battles against you seem so relentless, so personal, so unfairly targeted? It wasn't random. The resistance you've faced has always been in proportion to the destiny you carry. The greater the mission written on your soul, the more violently the storms rise to try and drown it. This is a paradox woven into the fabric of spiritual law. Those called to the highest peaks are often dragged through the deepest valleys first. Not because you are cursed, but because you are chosen. Not because you were abandoned, but because your endurance had to be forged in fire. Think about it. If your life were ordinary, you would not have attracted such extraordinary opposition. If your path were small, you would not have encountered such large obstacles. The jealousy, the betrayal, the slander, the doors slammed in your face, These are the signatures of someone marked with purpose. People rarely waste energy attacking what poses no threat. The very fact that so many forces rose against you is proof of the power you carry. The opposition was a distorted compliment, a sign that your destiny rattles the foundations of darkness. And yet, here is the paradox. The very attacks designed to break you are the very tools that built you. The betrayal that cut you open was the same blade that carved wisdom into your heart. The rejection that wounded you was the same wind that pushed you closer to the divine. The loneliness that hollowed your soul became the sacred space where you heard heaven's whisper more clearly. This is the mystery of being chosen. What should have destroyed you has instead defined you. Why did people who once smiled at you suddenly turn cold? Why did some who swore loyalty vanish when you needed them most? It's because your very presence was a mirror they could not face. You didn't mean to expose them, but your authenticity revealed their pretense. Your resilience reminded them of their weakness. Your favor highlighted their insecurity, and instead of celebrating you, they tried to silence you. This is the psychology of envy. It twists admiration into hostility. It takes what should inspire and turns it into resentment. They saw something in you they longed for but could not access, and rather than humbling themselves to learn, they chose to attack. And let us not forget the spiritual dimension. Darkness always attempts to strike the brightest flames early, before they grow into fires that cannot be contained. That is why your hardships began long before your success. That is why rejection came even in your innocence. That is why betrayal arrived even when your intentions were pure. The attacks weren't proof of your weakness. They were evidence of your mission. You were being opposed because you are carrying light into places that fear illumination. Look back for a moment at the arc of your own story. Every loss, every heartbreak, every disappointment, it all connects, doesn't it? Threads that once looked tangled now reveal a design. You can see how that friendship ending saved you from greater pain later. You can see how that rejection redirected you toward something truer. You can see how that season of obscurity preserved you when premature exposure might have crushed you. It is all connected, because your life is not random, it is intentional. There is another paradox you must grasp. The chosen often look like the least likely. They are rarely the ones celebrated early. They are the ones hidden, underestimated, overlooked. Why? Because heaven delights in confounding human wisdom. If your rise had been obvious, your enemies could have claimed credit. But by keeping you hidden, by allowing you to be overlooked, heaven ensured that when your time came, the glory would be undeniable. Everyone will know it was not man who lifted you, it was God. This is why you cannot compare your journey to others. Their paths may look smoother, their success may appear swifter, but their calling is not yours. The chosen walk a road of paradox, broken yet unbreakable, rejected yet favored, hidden yet destined to shine. And though it has often felt like a burden, you are beginning to see that it is also your greatest blessing. For while others build their lives on shallow soil, yours has been dug deep, rooted in the very heart of heaven. And roots that deep cannot be shaken. Consider the psychology of those who attacked you. Many were not evil in essence. They were weak, fragile, unable to handle the reflection of their own inadequacy. You became a mirror they could not bear. Others, however, were deliberate, driven by envy or fear, choosing to sabotage what they could not control. But even then, their actions only pushed you closer to your mission. The irony is that your enemies became unknowing collaborators in your destiny. They thought they were destroying you, but in truth, they were building you. Without their rejection, you would not have discovered your resilience. Without their betrayal, you would not have leaned so fully on the divine. Without their cruelty, you would not have discovered the depth of your own compassion. Your soul's mission requires this kind of refining. You were not called to an easy life. You were called to an eternal one. You were not chosen for comfort. You were chosen for impact. And impact requires weight. It requires scars. It requires wisdom purchased at the cost of pain. But now you stand at the threshold of seeing why it was all necessary. Your story carries power because it has been tested. Your words carry weight because they were born in fire. Your presence carries authority because it has walked through shadows and emerged still glowing. So do not despise what you went through. Do not curse the betrayals, the losses, the delays. They are part of your crown. They are the jewels set into the testimony you will carry. The very things that once made you question your worth are now the proof of your calling. For when others look at you, they will not just see success. They will see survival, resilience, faith, and favor woven together into a testimony that cannot be denied. This is the deeper truth of your journey. The attacks you faced were never about who you were in the moment. They were about who you were becoming. The paradoxical law is this: the heavier the opposition, the higher the elevation. And now that elevation is here. You are stepping into the fulfillment of the mission your soul has carried since before you drew your first breath. So lift your head, breathe deeply, let go of bitterness. The battles behind you have carved a strength that cannot be shaken. The enemies around you have unwittingly confirmed the size of your destiny. And the mission before you, your mission, is about to unfold in ways that will not only change your life, but ripple into the lives of countless others. For you are chosen, and nothing can alter what heaven has ordained. And now, as we come to this moment together, let me remind you once more of who you truly are. You are not ordinary. You are not forgotten. You are not just passing through life like a shadow lost in the crowd. You are chosen, marked, set apart. Your story is not defined by what was taken from you, but by what is being restored to you now. This season is not one of small improvements or temporary relief. It is a season of miracles, a season of destiny unfolding, a season where the identity you carried quietly in your spirit will be revealed openly for the world to see. All the nights you felt invisible, all the prayers you thought were unanswered, all the years that seemed swallowed by silence, they were not wasted. They were storing up a harvest, and now that harvest is ripening. You are about to walk into opportunities that were closed before. You are about to receive favor in places where you were once rejected. You are about to find yourself surrounded by people who value you, not for what they can take, but for who you truly are. And the beauty of it all is this: you won't have to force it. The season of striving is over. The season of divine alignment is here. You may have worried about your future, questioned your worth, or wondered if your breakthrough would ever come. But I tell you today, with every ounce of conviction in my soul, the breakthrough is not coming someday far away. It is unfolding now. You will see doors open suddenly. You will see healing rise unexpectedly. You will see joy return where sorrow once ruled. And when it happens, you will know it was not by your strength alone, but by the hand of the divine guiding your path. Take a breath right now and let this truth settle deep within you. You are chosen. You are protected. You are destined to triumph over the very forces that tried to destroy you. The people who misunderstood you will see clarity. The situations that once weighed you down will lose their grip. The heaviness that haunted you will lift. This is the promise written over your life. So walk boldly into this season. Expect the miracle. Expect the reversal. Expect the blessing. Let hope rise again in your heart, not as a fragile wish, but as a certainty, because heaven has already declared it. You don't have to understand every detail. You don't have to control every outcome. You only need to believe, to trust, and to step forward with open hands. And here is where your action matters. Don't just listen and let these words pass by. Speak them, claim them, live them. Say it aloud. Even now, I am chosen. This is my season. My miracle is here. Let those words shape the atmosphere of your home. Let them echo through your mind when doubt tries to creep in. Let them anchor you when the storms try to return. The declaration of your mouth will align with the declaration of heaven, and together they will create reality. Your story does not end in defeat. Your story ends in victory, and even more, it ends in impact. For your rising is not just about you, it is about the lives you will touch, the hearts you will inspire, the hope you will bring to those who are watching silently, waiting to see if miracles are still possible. Through you, they will see that yes, miracles are alive, destiny is real, and God still lifts the chosen. So go forward now with courage. Go forward knowing that everything behind you has prepared you, and everything ahead of you is aligned for your good. Walk with your head high, not in arrogance, but in quiet confidence, because you know whose you are. Carry the light of your calling with dignity, with grace, with strength. This is your time. This is your season, and nothing, no past, no enemy, no fear can stop what is unfolding for you now. And as you go, remember this: you are never alone. The same God who carried you through the shadows walks beside you into the light. The same Spirit who comforted you in the silence is now empowering you in the open. The same hand that held you in brokenness is the hand that now crowns you with victory. You are chosen, and you are walking into a future overflowing with goodness, favor, and miracles. If these words have touched you, let them not stay here. Carry them with you. Share them with others who need hope. Let your own voice become a light in someone else's darkness. And as you rise, never forget, your miracle is not just for you. It is a testimony that will ripple outward, proving again and again that the chosen are never forsaken. So with that, I bless you, I affirm you, and I release you into the fullness of your destiny. This is your season of miracles. Go forth and walk in it boldly. And until we meet again, may your spirit remain strong, may your path remain clear, and may your heart remain open to the endless possibilities that heaven is pouring into your life. You are chosen. You are ready. This is the season of miracles written in your name. Farewell for now, but never farewell in spirit, for we are connected in the truth that destiny always finds the chosen.